Refresh. All right, we are live and recording, so welcome to this brief webinar about the Fit Fun game. This is the Crystal Executive Millionaires team, and you guys are doing absolutely phenomenal, guys. The morning calls, the feedback on the social media, the way you guys have been communicating about what you've been getting from the calls, absolutely off the chain, and I just love it. Now, here's a quick frame. This webinar is to give us a little bit of an overview of some of the next steps we need to take to maximize this environment and the systems and tools that we have. But there's a big caveat that I want to put to this. The training that Kirk has been giving us and the things that he has been doing over the past week on these calls has been worth its weight in gold. Guys, you can have phenomenal systems like the Fit Fun game. You can have whatever type of system you want to try to develop in direct sales, in network marketing. But the challenge is, or the opportunity is, if you don't have clear, crisp leadership, community, excitement, and the vibe for success, then systems just sit there all by themselves. And so, guys, our team is a combination of the energy and the vitality and the zest for success and raising up people to go crystal executive super fast. And so we keep our energy high, our focus going super strong as we go into these calls. And we also have systems and systems of support. So let's jump over here real quick. I know all of you have done a phenomenal job going through the getting started process. So as you guys know, as you're bringing new team members on, you're going to want to send them to your website address. I think everybody's familiar with that. So mine's fitfungame.net/Kyle. So when I want to bring a new player on, I send them out here and they get started with the game. Now, when you enroll someone, when you register someone with Isogenics, you want to make sure you follow right up and have them register with the Fit Fun game. And when they register, as you guys remember, they're going to get their launch video the first time they log in. Now, I'm not going to see it because I've already watched it. But as you know, that getting started video directs them directly here to the start button, and then the start button walks them through a series of steps to get them fully up and going with the Fit Fun game and playing their first game. Now, where I want to cover now is some of the things you guys want to take a look at and really maximizing this tool. And one thing I really love about the Crystal Executive Millionaires teams is many of you guys are not only comfortable with technology, you're tech savvy. You're already using Facebook fan pages and Facebook pages and social media and Twitter, and you're using all of this technology. And there's just a little bit of technology right here on the Fit Fun game website that you want to use as well to really build your team. So let's first look at the scorecard. You guys are doing a great job each day clicking in here, knocking off your points and putting them in, but there's a couple points that you really want to clue into. Number one, as I scroll down, everybody's doing a great job entering their shake days and or their cleanse days, their daily health bonus activities. But one thing you really want to make sure is that you're getting points each day for daily communicating with a team member via phone or text. Now, this does not include our morning call. This is Ryan reaching out to Kevin. This is Kirk reaching out to Ricky. This is me reaching out to Terry. You know, this is a phone call or text that we send out to our team members. And guys, it's that community element of support that makes all the difference. So we literally put 20 points on this activity because we really want to make sure people are doing it. And then there's the daily fitfungame.net social media wall post. Now, what is that? In your fitfungame.net website, we have a social networking tab right here. And when you click on that tab, it's going to bring you to the social media wall. Every time you make a post out here, you're able to give yourself 10 points a day. Why is this important? The reason is other teams are playing, and we want to really begin to create a community feel out here. It's a tribe. It's a group of people that share a common vision, common purpose, common destiny. So we give you points each day as you come out to the social networking tab and actually click off those points. And then also on the My Teams, and guys, I'm going to center in on this. There's a difference between the social media tab and your My Team wall. We give you 10 points a day for communicating with your team through My Team. So as I go back here on the left-hand side, if you scroll down on your page, you're going to notice My Teams. Now, most of you are going to have just one team, the Crystal Executive Millionaires or whatever team you're playing on. I played on several teams, but when you click on Crystal Executive Millionaires, you get 10 points every day that you post out here. And one of the things about this post is that when you post out here a comment, it's blasted out to your whole team via email. For example, this webinar, I put the webinar information out there. I didn't email it in any other way, and yet you guys got the webinar information. So each time you want to communicate with the whole team, blast it out here and do one a day minimum and earn your 10 points. And then, of course, daily entering your scores. If you get your scores in by midnight, you get your points for that. And then the 11-day e-learning course is not live yet. We've got a course that we're developing that's going to go right along with the 11-day game. Unfortunately, right now you can't get those points, but very soon those will be there. I've noticed some people have clicked off points for those. You don't want to do that. And then secondly, you get 100 points one time and one time only for finishing your PC on day 1, finishing your weigh and measure on day 5, like you guys did that this morning. So right here out on Friday, you should be able to get, check yourself off for another 100 points if you did your day 5 weigh in. You created your 10 member. Hopefully you've got 20, 30, 40 people that you've created a list. But the moment you create a list of 10 more, you're ready to go and doing your PC. So these are one-time checkoffs. I've noticed some people have been checking 100 points multiple times. Make sure you only do that once. Each one of these activities are simply a one-time activity. You'd only do this one time and earn points one time throughout the game. And if you've checked off points that you need to uncheck, just simply go to the edit mode and uncheck those points if you've unknowingly given yourself too many points. And so each day, let me give you an idea of what I do. Because, guys, using the site is so simple, it really should only take you 3 to 5 minutes a day. And first thing I do when I come in, first thing in the morning, is I log into my fitfungame.net website. I mean, I do this when I sit down prior to the call. I click on the scorecard, and then I go to edit scores. And I'm usually sitting on the call with my shake and my accelerator, so I check those points off. I'm about to do my exercise, so I scroll down right after the call. I do my 30 minutes of exercise, and then I'm usually doing a day in arrears. So did I get my exercise yesterday? Did I drink my water? Did I get 7 hours of sleep? Did I perform my transformational habit? I click all of that off. And then a little bit before the call, I typically make my post on social media. I make a post on my team wall, and I've already started entering my scores for the day, so I check that off. Guys, that takes me like 1 minute to check off those scores. And then, like at the end of the day, I just finished this up. I'm about to take my shake as soon as I get off this call, so I'm going to go ahead and check that off, and I'm done entering my points for the day. These are the points I've got. So I typically do it twice a day because I'm on the calls in the morning. I'll put in what I've done or just about to do, and then I'll come back in later in the day and finish it up and finish off my scores. Once I've done that, I close this tab. Okay, so in this, what I've done, while my scorecard was open, I went over to the social network, and I posted a comment on the social network. Ryan and I both posted quotes today. We both did Jim Rohn quotes today, right? So I posted one. Ryan posted a Jim Rohn quote. Mark was talking about how his weight is feeling and how he's feeling. So you can put quotes. You can put comments about your experience, anything that builds your team. It takes just a few short minutes, but it begins to feel community because like now I kind of know where Mark's at. Guys, this is really powerful as we coach people and support our teams. I now know how Mark is feeling. So if I need to do a personal call with him, I've got an idea of where he's at. So really communicate about how your experience is happening. As soon as I'm done with that, I jump over here to my teams, and I just simply put in a quick post out to my team, something, either a quote, an encouragement, something about my experience, those kind of things. Like this morning, I just put out a quick reminder, everybody to put out their weigh and measurements. Then I get my points for that. I'm at a total of now about 3 minutes in the morning. About 1 minute putting in my scores, 1 minute looking at what I'm going to post on the social network, 1 minute on what I'm going to post over here on my teams. If all the team does this, it creates huge communication and momentum. Now, none of this communication is to replace person-to-person communication. What it does is let me know who to communicate and about what, because the stories are forming out here. Now, the very next thing that I do is I click on the Game tab. And when I come to the Game tab, I scroll down to the bottom. Now, many of you will only have one game. I've played several, and I'm currently in the active game, Crystal Executive Millionaires. I'll click on that link. Now, because I'm the leader of that team, I'm going to have some extra tools where I can actually edit the team information here. But I'm going to scroll down to my team roster. And I do this right before the call. And what am I looking for? I'm looking at people's points. How are they doing? Not just to celebrate, Tim's, rocking it up here with 1,000 points, I'm also looking at, are they current on their days? We're on day 5 right now, so I've entered my day 5 scores. So is Kirk. He's got his day 5 scores in, but we've got Tracy here over in Australia who's only got day 3. So guess what I need to do? I need to click on visit her wall and go over there and encourage her, jump on Skype and grab her and make sure things are fine. Now, people right now that are still on day 4, they may be choosing to enter their scores later on the day, so I'm not going to worry about this too much. Now, tomorrow morning, if I come in and people are still on day 4, then I'm going to be contacting these people and saying, get your scores in. But see, Tracy's a full day behind, and no team member gets left behind. So I absolutely want to make sure she's doing well. And then I typically, when I see some super high scores like Tim, I'll click on his scorecard. It opens it up. I'll kind of review his team card and just see what's going on and notice, he's doubled up some points here. He's doubled up some points here. We've communicated about that. He's going to be backing out some of these points, but still, nonetheless, he's playing full on. He's getting all of his points for the game. And here's the secret to it all, guys. Points equals activities with the product, equals activity with the business, equals residual income, team support, and team growth. And so it's just that simple. Now, most of you listening to this webinar live or maybe watching this on record, you're already doing so many of these steps so well. So again, there's just a few steps. Each day, social network. Each day, down there on your My Teams wall. Then click on your game tab. Scroll down, look at your team. Look at your team roster, see how people are doing, and encourage them. Brian, you're doing a great job, Tim. So, I could come out here to Tim's wall, click visit wall. It's going to take me directly over to Tim. Tim, you're rocking this thing. This team in first place. Congratulations, right? And this does not replace me calling him and telling him that, but it sure is nice for that to be put out there, and he's receiving that email right now with that word of encouragement. What do you think that's going to do for Tim? It's going to help reinforce what he's doing. It's going to help reinforce this journey that he's on. And guys, it's just using those tools. It's that simple. So that's all you do. And that's all you do as a lead player. For example, Kirk and I are the lead players of this team. So as a lead player, that's what I do every day. Now I want to reinforce this very quickly. Imagine if Kirk and I had started a team of this many people that are on the Crystal Executive Millionaire team. There's like 10 people on this team right now. They're all doing their cleanse. They're all engaging, all of you, in an 11-day cleanse. Imagine if I tried to have to figure out and call, though, every single person every day and ask how you're doing. You see all of these people in a moment, in an instant, I can see they're on track, they're taking their products, they're really, engaging with it in the way they need to. And guys, imagine as Kirk, this build we're on with the Crystal Executive Millionaires. I mean, we're all looking to launch out a bunch of people on our team. This team roster, this process is the only way that this thing won't become unwieldy for you. It's the only way you can really track and truly coach people through a health and wealth experience in a way that allows you to target your live communication. So I know now I'm going to jump on after this call with Tracy, all right, on Skype, because she's just got on Skype. I just saw it, right? And do a call with her. Why? Because she needs support. Why? Because she's running behind, and I want to find out what's going on. And then I'll probably pick a couple other people out and do some live calls as well, just to make sure they're doing okay. And I'm supporting them. Had a great call with Ricky earlier today, making sure I'm supporting her. Kirk and I are married at the hip, so we talk, 5 times a day, And so, doing different calls as we go through here are very, very important. Now, one more thing I want to show you, then we'll open up for questions. Many of you, like Terry and Ryan and others, are about to start leading your own team. Now, notice it tells you what type of player this is. Now, it goes all the way from free game trial. You guys get to play your first 11-day game for free. After that, you still get to use all of the site for free, but you can't play your second to be on game unless you upgrade to a paying player. And that allows us to pay for all this wonderful technology, right? We're not Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. We didn't raise $50 million, $100 million to build it out. So, the way that we keep this technology going and constantly improving, which there's some really cool tools coming out next week, a lot of new notifications, things going on with the game, and prospecting tools that are going to be really, really powerful. But you guys are going to want to upgrade to be what's called a lead player. So, for example, Susan is a player at $9.97 a month. Kirk and I are a level coach. That's a designation that you actually get once you become proficient with the system. But Tracy's a lead player. Why is Tracy a lead player? Because she's actually leading a team of about 6 Australians right now. So she's playing on our Crystal Executive team, but she's also leading her own team of a whole Australian team we've got going. So, for example, Ryan's going to be starting a team on Monday. So he's got to go from free game trial all the way up to lead player. And the way he does that is really simple. He'll just log into his website. He'll click on My Account. And what he'll do is he'll choose the lead player package right here. And then he'll just pop in his credit card information and click Submit Charges, and off to the races he goes. He's now a lead player. What does that mean? As a lead player, under the Game tab, then all he has to do is click on Lead a Team. If you're not a lead player, when you click on this button, it tells you you've got to upgrade. Now, I'm a lead player, so when I click on it, it gives me a blank to start creating a team. So, Ryan could come in here and start typing in Ryan's team. Of course, he's going to come up with a better name than that. Then Ryan's team description, and I can't imagine how creative that's going to get, right? And then he can choose a file or logo for the team itself. Then click Create Team, and then all he's got to do is choose his start date, which will be this upcoming Monday. He's playing the 11-day game, and boom, he's created a team. Now, at that point, Ryan's going to be doing 2 things. He'll be playing out his last week on our team, so he'll still be playing on the Crystal Executive Millionaires team, but he'll also be leading his team starting on Monday. So for all of those people that are going to be lead players, those are some things that you're going to want to do. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. Now, there's only one other question people have asked me is where they put in the tracking, right? Where do you put in your weight and measures? So that's under the Tracking tab, Weigh and Measure. And when you click on Tracking, Weigh and Measure, you can enter in your start day, and then the AM after the first cleanse, and then the AM after the last day. And like Kirk said, we're going to customize one of these for the 11-day. This works right now, a little bit clunky maybe, both for the 11-day and the 28-day. So for the 11-day, you'll do the first, third, and fifth column. If you were doing a full 28-day, you'd do all 5 columns, weigh and measure 4 times in 28 days. So that's where you'll be putting in your pounds and inches. No one sees these numbers but you. The only thing that displays where other people can see it, not how much you weigh now or any point during the game, the only thing that's showing up, say like on the leaderboard where other people can see it, is your total pounds lost or gained and your total inches lost or gained. So here's all the teams that have been playing the 11-day game. So if I click on our team, here's our team, and if you entered your pounds and inches kind of like Kirk did, 4.5 pounds, 4.5 inches, if I click on that, I can click on Weigh and Measure, and notice it doesn't give me any of his actual pounds starting and pounds ending. It just tells me how close he is to his goal as he goes throughout this process, which is really neat because it's a whole nother way you can really support your team. And so that's it in a nutshell, guys. The Fit Fun game doesn't get any more complicated than that. The training that Kirk and I are now doing is how to, connect with people and register people with Isogenics, get them on the game so they can follow through this process. There's some other powerful tools that are coming soon. Very soon, I'm not going to go here. There's a coaching tab that you guys all will have available to you that has some really powerful business building and coaching tools that'll be rolling out progressively starting next week. But everything you need is all right here in these tabs. You'll mainly be on the Game tab, the e-learning tab, the social networking tab, then of course the documents tab. And as you move forward, you definitely want to make sure you print out all of those documents so you know exactly what to take and when to take it. Guys, now that you know the system, that's it. Now all you got to do is, as they say, rinse and repeat. Just duplicate, what you've seen, what you've heard, and have your teams do the same and really maximize the power of this tool. So before we take some questions, I'm going to open up to Kirk real quick and see, Kirk, I just unmuted you. See what you'd like to add before we open up for any questions and answers.
Well done. Probably the biggest thing is, and we talked about this week, guys, is the little things are what make the difference. And so when you're really paying attention to the little detail and you're participating in all those things, Kyle's right. In a few days, they become automatic, and there's such little things to do, and those little things are the things that make the biggest difference. Mm-hmm. So especially as you guys start to launch new teams, but the first week and how well you really hold the integrity of the game sets the pace for yourself, and as a leader, that sets the pace for your team. So it's like it's completely up to you. That's the good point. And after that, it just becomes. And I'm getting a lot of echo, Kyle. Can you hear that?
Um, I can't, but I'll mute myself here real quick and see if that helps. Go
Okay.
ahead.
It is it is setting that standard of integrity. Going, you know what? I'm going to play 100%. I'm going to do everything and capture every point. And the other thing is that when you're really paying attention and you watch how you connect with people, completely shifts their experience of the game. And so um, I just want to encourage you guys, you're setting your own pace. How well you do with this is how fast you're going to ramp up. And if there's any questions and anything you want to be clear on, you have access to me 24/7, Kyle too, pretty much. And so there's never anything that would hold you back except you right now. And so setting this up, going through it, and I'll just say this too about going into the next game with these teams. With just the slight improvements that we're making for the next team, I will tell you it will make 1,000 times difference in their experience of the game. So as we go into it, they're going to be set up, and you're going to be set up to support them in such a way that they will be able to do a much better job than you were. Honestly, they will. And some of these guys are going to grab hold of this at a level. They know I love that because, I was telling Ryan the other day, the only thing is the only people that are going to pass you in the company you get hold of this is your team. And some of the people on this team are going to get better and better because the environment's going to keep better and better. But when you have a left team and a right team that are doing better than you, they can never pass your income. So it's really important to understand how it works and just nail these 5 points. Really ask for clarity at every point. If there's something you're not sure of, reach out and ask, and we will help you. Even going into tomorrow's webinar in the morning, you guys are set up to do some amazing things that most teams never have the opportunity to do. You seizing it is all about how you really take it on and how you set up. Be early, be on time, be aware, know what you want. And we've covered some really cool stuff this week. I'd brush over it and be taking advantage of everything because it's exciting. You guys have no idea where you're positioned and what you can really do right now. So I just want to encourage you guys. I look forward to tomorrow morning's call, and we'll go from there, Kyle.
Thanks, Kirk. And I'm going to unmute Kevin and anyone else on the line. Kevin, any questions that you have so far on any of the things that we've shared?
One second. Not really. My only concerns are with usability and how people are going to respond to it. However, that being said, I know that if we promote it in the correct way, anyone can respond well to anything. So my only question would be to Kirk, how do we properly promote this system to get people addicted to it?
Well, and that's really good, Kevin. The big thing is, and this is where Kevin too is, we can spend some individual time, and this is one of the things you'll notice that I do, and I'll encourage you to do is you really want to spend some individual time with people because everybody's set up a little different. It's the truth. And so when I get to spend some time with you, Kevin, one-on-one, I'll really be able to pin down what you mean by that and help you come up with a solution that is 1,000% on moving you forward. But in a general sense, so just let you know that's an offer. You get hold of me, and we'll talk early or whatever we need to do so that you get those pieces for you, because everybody's different and everybody's seeing different things and having a different experience. They're having their own experience, so it's really important for you and I to hook up at that level so I can see where you understand where you want to get to and make sure you have every piece in place. But in a general sense, just following the pattern, honestly, it's such a different entry. One of the things, if you look at how you came in, Kevin, you did not come in from a team that had been doing this system. Okay? But every other team you do after this will be coming in a totally different environment. They'll be coming in through a team that's already in the process and has the experience, and so they're really turning people on to what they've already been doing. So it's a total different position from where you're at right now. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah. Fifth game will become the norm, the standard,
it does.
The basis of the culture.
Yeah, it does, and the system and us as leaders really provide that. And I think you'll find that it's just one of the most natural things in the world. And one of the things we're going to go through tomorrow, and Kyle, that's something that I want to make sure you and I have ready, because we had a couple different ideas on that to brush up, which is the 5 Eyes. And the 5 Eyes are really the system, the core of the system. It's how you identify, number one, is what you want and what you really want to accelerate and expand in. 2 is as you start to do that, understanding that you're going to attract those of like minds into your life. So really being able to work with them at that level. And then we go into knowing how to invite that type of person. But when you understand the person, their values, their desires, their needs, it's very intuitive to have a natural conversation, which is the FFRM. And that directly links over to, and that's why I keep pointing to this, and see, you'll start to link it together. And I just keep going over it because I keep pointing to it, because one of these times, Kevin, when I say it, you're going to go, oh, now I get it. Yeah. And you'll start to go, oh, the conversation, once we get to a certain level in the conversation, I go over to all the items that are in the personal consultation. And that is the demographic for me to have that conversation that will unleash their desire and needs, and they will ask me a question about how they could get more information about that. You'll ignite their interest.
Right.
And there's this very specific pattern in the invitation on how you set an appointment, set up the appointment, and then do the callback. And Kyle, that's some of the things we want to make change, because that's all the invite, all the way up through the 3-way call. And getting them registered is the invite.
Okay.
Then the initiation starts, because then we register them for Isogenics, we register them for the Fit Fun game, and we start to go through the protocol that now you're starting to really experience, Kevin. So it's a very natural path. And then if you look at the path as we go through, and these people, like I said, each team's going to be set up better and better. The next team, honestly, is going to be set up probably 50 times better than you guys were. But that's how it happens all the time, is that every time we go through and we go, wow, we can see how to set these guys up better next time. But I will tell you, this next team that's coming in and how I'm going to show you how to set them up is going to be extraordinary. Best there's ever been in Isogenics. I'm a little opinionated on that, but I'm telling you, Kevin, we run on this, and your team is going to be set up so amazingly. It's going to rock. It's going to be so fun, and you'll sense it as we go through it, because of what we're going to set up. And I can spend some time with you on that, so you understand what we'll do different, and have it way in advance, so that they're having an even more accelerated experience. And you guys are having a really nice accelerated experience, but I will just tell you, it's just going to get off the charts better from here with your team.
That's beautiful.
And then they go through the very natural process. If they're brought in under the context of one of the top economic streams that they can plug into on the face of the planet right now, it all starts to make sense to them. And it makes sense that they have to have their own integrity in their life experience of how this works with the nutritionals. But they're so much easier to coach, because they know it's plugged into a financial stream if they do it the way that we're really coaching them. So they're willing to do updates. I love Mars. I love watching how she's taking this on, because, she was pretty kind of, just stand off and kind of watch it. And now she's stepping right up. She's getting this. And that's what you'll find, with people that are hanging back. And for most people coming in, they really start to have that experience. It's, oh my gosh, this really works. And then they understand that is the accelerator, and that is our e-ticket into our income. It is the health and wellness experience is so real and so powerful that that's our real opportunities to bring that onto the face of the planet, because we have great community, and we have like values, and we were heading for the same destination, and then we tie in great environments and tools to accelerate the process, you can get there 50 times as fast as most people.
That's awesome.
And so see, it all becomes a rhythm. And Kevin, the thing about it is, once we go through it once, you're going to have an aha. You're going to go, okay. When we start doing it the second time, you are going to have so many epiphanies about what's going on that by the time we get through the second series of people, the second team's coming in, you'll be a 1,000 times clearer about what we're doing than now. And your enthusiasm, your true, authentic inspiration about where we're going in the lives that we're going to change will start to draw people on your team that will get stronger and stronger and stronger. It will blow your mind as we keep going. But just to come back to the thing is just mastering the little pieces now. And I know they're coming at you guys fairly quick, but you guys are doing an awesome job at stepping into them and getting a little clearer and a little better in what you're doing every day, and that's the way it works.
Thanks, Kurt.
All right. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, I want to wrap this up because I want to keep this down to about a 30-minute webinar so everybody is ready to watch it. So, Kevin, thanks for a great question there. And I love your chat comments as well. We do believe that the Fit Fun game, this whole team environment that we're creating, is going to become the norm. And what you'll find, Kevin, is this comes out of experience. Remember, this is not Kirk's first rodeo. He has a team of well over 100,000 people, and this system is a result of the experience of what it takes to successfully build a team in a massive scale. The only way to really appreciate this system is to try to build your business without it. And then when you, which I do not encourage you to do, but trust me, you'll be running out in the desert, banging your head against the wall, and time again, teams keep coming back to Kirk saying, I shouldn't have left. I want back on the team. I want back in the system. I thought I could figure it out. And so we've tried to encapsulate everything that Kirk and myself have learned, definitely Kirk's experience in Isogenics, built it into the system, and not only made it easy, but made it fun. And that's one of the greatest things about it. Guys, we got a call tomorrow morning. Really looking forward to that. I'm going to end the record here. Kirk, any final things?